Good evening, and welcome to CSB News at 9. I'm Mike Tobin.
And I'm Nicholas Paris. And here's what's happening for Monday, March 25th.
The black box has been found a day after the devastating crash of the brand new Ethiopian Airlines 737 MAX 8. The crash killed 157 people from 35 countries. They say the pilot issued a distress call shortly after takeoff and lost contact with the ground right before the crash. Both the flight data and voice recorders have been recovered. One official said that one of the recorders may have been damaged. The NTSB will assist Ethiopian authorities in the investigation. Ethiopian Airlines has grounded the remaining 4 737 MAX 8s until further notice. The relatives of the victims are still being notified. This is the second recent crash of Boeing's newest model, following the tragedy of the Lion Air jetliner near Indonesia that killed 189 people.
There's more to the story. The FAA says it's unknown if the two crashes involving the 350 Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircrafts are related, and as of now, they will not be grounded. Currently, the planes are in service worldwide, being flown by 54 operators according to the FAA. 2 U.S. carriers fly the planes, including American, which has 24, and Southwest, which has 34 in its fleet. Both have commented that they have no plans of changing their policies or grounding any aircrafts at the moment. Commuters can check every airline on the Boeing website to see which airlines use them.
Marriage is the union between two individuals, pledging their lives together forever. Sometimes, though, things don't go as planned. Unfortunately, Chelsea has a story that involves a nasty divorce and her son left without a permanent father figure in his life. Here's Nick Paris with the story.
At a farm, and on that farm he had some ducks. E-I-E-I-O, with a quack quack here and a quack quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack quack. Oh, MacDonald had a farm.
I couldn't keep the house up right. I couldn't drive right. I couldn't speak right. I couldn't breathe right.
Chelsea went into marriage hoping for the best, but now she has some story to tell.
He made me say sorry more than I've ever said sorry in my whole entire life. I'd breathe the wrong way and be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Chelsea and her baby Reese must navigate their lives without a husband.
Moving on with my life, and now I live with people.
Because she's filing for divorce. Chelsea didn't think getting married would be such a big deal. But when she did it behind everyone's back, that's when things took a drastic turn.
My friend Matt and Jenna, and I love them so much. I've been friends with them for like 10 to 12 years, and I've lived with them twice before I lived with my husband. And Jenna said to me, she said, I don't know what happened when you lived with your husband, but you're a whole different person. I have never heard you or seen you walk on eggshells and apologize more than I've ever seen you walk on eggshells or apologize.
Be careful who you marry, because you never know what's really hiding in their closet.
Looking for a pizzeria with a special twist? Santana's Pizza is an amazing little hole in the wall off A1A that's come a long way. If the name sounds familiar, it should. Any rock fan would know Carlos Santana. Although the owners of the pizzeria are not related, they do have a connection. It's the only pizza place that carries Carlos Santana's wine. And get this, they give it away. That's right, you can't buy it, but you can win it when you go there to dine. So if you're looking for a different type of pizza experience, try Santana's.
Sure does sound good, Mike. You can come into contact with your waiter, barber, and valet often. When it comes to tipping, how much is too much and how much is too little? We caught up with local valet Braden Giffen for his take.
I just work on tips only, so that's another thing, People come in and give you $1 or $2. I don't have an hourly wage.
Braden Giffen is a valet at Two Georges, giving insight on tipping in his industry.
I'm not working by myself, so if you tip me $2 and I'm working with another guy, I'm getting $1.
If you find yourself unaware of how much to tip a valet, questions are always welcome.
If you don't know what a good tip is or an average tip would be, you can just ask, nobody's gonna be ashamed,
Braden is an example of someone working while trying to further themselves in this world.
I actually just got hired at fire department, Matt Lachey, Pine Island. Valeting put me through EMT school, and then, again through fire school.
Next time you find yourself at the valet circle, be mindful of what someone else is going through in their personal life and their day-to-day struggles for what they're working towards.
And I paid for school. Then I was out of money again for paying for school, and then I valeted for another 2 or 3 years to save up for fire school, and then spent all my money on fire school, and I was broke again.
Braden knew it would be a difficult journey to achieve his goal of being a firefighter. He has advice to give to others.
So you're working, at your job to make money, and then you're working at your job for the future. So time management is paramount.
Next time when you're going to leave somebody a tip, remember what they're going through. Who knows? One day, they might just save your life.
They've come for a better life, an opportunity to provide for their families. Many of the day laborers who see around Jupiter depend on a place called El Sol. El Sol is a nonprofit organization that helps provide for the day laborers. They can take classes to learn English, find jobs, and get a hot lunch, which oftentimes might be their only hot meal of the day. Tonight, we go behind the scenes of this organization to see how they do what they do. JT has the story.
This is Angelina Willoughby. She is the kitchen coordinator at El Sol.
Hi, my name is Angie, and I'm here at El Sol in Jupiter, Florida for the Food and Nutrition Program. El Sol really started 12 years ago out of the need to address safety and also property values in the town of Jupiter. And so the town of Jupiter actually banned people picking up day laborers in that fashion. And so when they banned that, the town knew that they needed some sort of solution. And so that solution kind of created El Sol. And so it is started off as a day labor center. Currently we have 7 areas of focus that we concentrate on here at El Sol. The day labor program is only one aspect of that. We have, just a myriad of items that came from that one impetus of it being a day labor center. So we are a community resource center. That is in the name, and it is definitely part of the mission here at the center. I also run the kitchen training program, and in a 10-week span, the students run through the basics of being in a kitchen and how and what is expected of them as an employee of a kitchen. And they also receive their food handler ServSafe certification. So I think one of the biggest things that I see every single day is how much the workers enjoy the meals that they receive and how many compliments we get on the food. They don't see the behind the scenes. They don't know what's happening and how much work it is to get that food on a plate. But I think the one thing that they always do say is like the meals are like 1,000% better, since I've been here, which is always so great to hear, because you don't know how well you're doing until someone else recognizes you or says, hey, you're doing a really great job, or, because you don't know what your predecessor did or how things were done previously. So it's always really great to hear people compliment how awesome the food is.
Coming up after the break, a Cuban couple returns to their homeland after 50 years.
And a radio station that caters to a select community.
Are you tired of seeing rust on your nails or your screws?
Ew, that's gross.
If so, we have the perfect item for you, a cup of Coca-Cola. All you do is pour a cup of our special Coke, and you put the rusty nail or screw inside of it, and in 24 hours it comes out looking brand new. For just a low price of $9.99, we will throw in 4 2 liters of our special Coca-Cola. Makes a good rust melter and a tasty beverage. Sold separately at any store near you.
Sometimes our older dogs need a little bit of help, like Bahi here. Bahi's 16 years old and has a bad back from a back injury 2 years ago. For dogs like Bahi, we have Bahi bags. Whether you're carrying your groceries or giving your old girl a little boost when she needs it, Bahi bags are there to support her.
They escaped communism in 1961 to be free, building a life here in the United States together for the last 45 years. Now, this South Florida couple is returning to the country they once called home. We joined them on their journey back to Cuba. Mike Tobin has the story.
In their South Florida home, Betty takes me back to 1961 when she left Cuba as a little girl.
Very reluctant to go. I didn't want to leave my parents. I didn't know what I was coming to. They separated us right away. They put us in a room called the fishbowl room, where our parents were on one side and we were on the other. And they could see us and we could see them, but there was no contact.
Benny, Betty's husband of 45 years, who was 11 when the Castro regime took over, shared his experience as well.
I knew we were going to Florida and that we would be leaving shortly. So to me, it was more like an adventure.
I've always wanted to go back to Cuba. I always wanted to walk in their footsteps, walk in their home, in my grandmother's home, in where I was born. So I always had the desire inside of me.
For me, it's been all about the emotion and the good thoughts and good memories.
I was very happy when I saw the house painted, but I was very happy. I did not expect to see such wonderful, lovely people.
I thank you both very much for sharing that journey with all of us. I'm Michael Tobin with Benny and Betty Baez.
South Florida is a melting pot of cultures, but until recently, the Caribbean population was underserved. Now, a new radio station is hoping to change that as they hit the airwaves in West Palm Beach. The station, owned and operated by Caribbean entrepreneurs, seeks to provide information and entertainment for the Caribbean community and at the same time allowing the diaspora to feel at home here in South Florida.
The radio station Super Jams 103.7 reaches listeners as far as Jupiter in the north and Boynton Beach in the south, is the brainchild of a longtime Jamaican-American reggae promoter Fitzroy Brown. Operations manager at the radio station, Jimmy Bosco, says the programs are primarily geared towards the Caribbean diaspora, but he welcomes support from the wider community. The kind of support, he says, that will ensure the success of Super Jams.
Primarily what Super Jams is looking for from the community is support as well as feedback. Support in terms of give us your business. Let us grow as a unit together. Let us go ahead and market that information for you. Let us go ahead and create that level of professionality that you guys need within your business. In terms of support, in terms of feedback, what we need as feedback, give us your feedback, negative or positive. What that positive does is it encourages us to work even harder. What the negative does, it tells us that we are doing something wrong and we need to grow and utilize that information to create something better in terms of programming and marketing for you guys.
While the Caribbean community in South Florida welcome this radio station, the question is, will it get the support from the business community for it to stay on the airwaves? For CSB News, I'm Calvin Shaw.
Oftentimes, we take what we have for granted. Kids in the U.S. receive a free public education from K through to 12 with an opportunity to go to college. But not everyone is so lucky. Some students learn while sitting on a dirt floor, eager for more so they can escape their impoverished lives. Fiona Nesbitt Anglin takes us on a journey halfway around the world to a small village in Uganda, Africa, with their story.
Here in this small village called Nansana Kayibano, Wakiso district in Uganda, Africa, children can be seen on their way to Friendship Junior School for their daily school lessons. Most of the students have not eaten a meal, thus making it extremely difficult for them to sit still and listen to what is being taught to them by the teacher. As you can see here, the students are seated on the floor, very close to each other, with little or no space to move. There are no chairs and no desk. The look on their faces show the eagerness and willingness to learn. There are no books, no pens, no pencils, rulers. The teacher doesn't even have a desk, so there are no apples in this classroom to promote a healthy smile. After a long day of learning in an impoverished school environment, these children will be going home to what may be the same impoverished conditions. In the near final hours of my visit at this school, one question remained in my head. How will I impact to change one child's life? You can reach out to the Next Generation Uganda at Facebook page The Next Generation Uganda for any donations. Reporting for CBS News, this is Fiona Nisbet, England.
Coming up after the break, a look at man's best friend and what happens when they get sick.
And what is it like to be a firefighter means after work? Corey has more on that story.
You're watching CSB News.
Are you afraid to use Roundup to get rid of weed in your backyard garden because it contains glyphosate, a chemical known to cause cancer? Well, you can do so without the fear of getting cancer. All you need is 1 gallon of white vinegar, 1 cup of salt, and 2 tablespoons of dishwashing liquid. Mix in a spray container, and in a few minutes, all your weeds are gone. It's safe, and it's organic.
Are you sick and tired of would-be robbers breaking into your home and stealing your valuables? Well, Echo One has just the solution for you. Introducing the Echo One Red Star Tactical AK. The Echo One Red Star has 3 important settings: safety, full auto for multiple assailants, and semi-auto for single ones. The Red Star has a full metal folding stock for close quarters combat, and you can fold it out for mid to long range. Use the convenient push button to fold the stock in and then fire on with Echo One. Look at this full auto rapid fire. Nothing is getting past that wall of fire. And semi works just as well. The Echo One Red Star. Order now.
Hey man, what's up, man? What's going on? How you doing? Dude, so the other day, right, I hit up this girl. She said she was gonna come over to my crib, right? And I was like, yeah, she's so fine, dude. I mean,
have you ever been caught in a conversation you'd rather not be a part of? Ever wish you could tune it out without being rude? Well, now you can. Introducing Instant Hush, the sound-canceling mini earplugs that get you out of those cringeworthy moments.
fine. So she comes in. Man, and it was so crazy. But after that, I had to kick her out.
Instant
Good to see you,
Hush.
bro. For sure.
When you want
All
the
right. All right, man. Talk to you later.
shh, while they don't.
Dogs are a huge part of almost everyone's lives. Not only are they valued as pets, but these trusted companions also assist as service dogs. But what happens when they get sick? Russell Chimenti caught up a local West Palm Beach student who works at All Care Animal Clinic and gives us a look into how they help our four-legged friends. After working at All Care Animal Clinic for years, the question is, how does it feel taking care of man's best friend?
Hey Russell, how's it going?
Great, how about you?
Good. You can ask me some questions?
Yeah,
today?
you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, come on in, let's go. Honestly, my favorite part is helping animals get better. You know, taking care of them if they're sick and helping them get to a better place. And if they are really sick to the point where they need to be put to sleep, also helping them get through that as well.
Nelson promises they only care about the animals, not about the money.
We don't care about the money. We care about helping the animal. So if there's some kind of cost problem, we'll try to help you as much as we can to the point where your animal can be taken care of very well. So that's our main goal. That's what we want to show.
Nelson says he knows how it feels to lose a dog.
Just lost my dog about 2 months ago, actually. I was an 18-year-old Jack Russell Dachshund mix. She was very sick. She was really old. I mean, she was with me since I was like 2 years old, almost probably a year and a half to 2 years old when I found her outside. And she started having seizures and other issues, and it's just very difficult.
Nelson gave his reasons why putting a dog down isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Remember, putting an animal to sleep is not a bad thing. It actually helps them from suffering more.
Nelson treats other dogs the same way he treats his dog.
I want to help them as much as I help myself with my dogs. So I want to do the same service I do to my dogs to help their dog.
If you want to take your pets somewhere where they care about the pets and not about the money, take them to All Care Animal Clinic located in West Palm Beach. This was Russell Chimenti with CSB News.
We see what firefighters do for our communities on a daily basis, but what we don't see is what they do when they're not out doing their heroic duties. We were able to speak with fireman Jacob Ortiz for a day in the life of what firefighters do behind closed doors. For kids, superheroes are seen as almost cartoon-like. Super strong, super fast. doing things normal people cannot. For adults, though, our superheroes are just like us. Jacob, how long have you been firefighting?
I've been firefighting for 3 years now.
What made you want to firefight in the first place?
Just always saw myself doing something paramilitary, and looking at this career, just thought it was the best decision for me.
Have you always wanted to be a firefighter?
It's not true. When I went to school, I originally went for business, but I decided to change my mind on that.
90% of calls made to fire stations are medical related as opposed to fire related, which makes a fireman's job even more crucial. How many calls do you receive a day?
At this station, Station 3 in St. Lucie County, we usually receive around 20 to 30 calls a shift. It's more high volume than other stations, but the average around the county is probably about 10 to 15 calls.
9 days out of the month, Fireman Ortiz is out doing public services for 24 to 48 straight hours. What's the most important piece of advice you can give to somebody that's looking for a job in this line of work?
Usually when I see students or anyone that comes to me and asks me what's it like to be a fireman and what do I need to do, I usually tell them just do your research, make sure this is the career you want to do. It's going to be very hot, you're going to be claustrophobic, you're going to be dealing with a lot of sick people, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of people in the community that you have this pressure to be yourself at all times. And it's just something to always look forward to when I come to work.
Fireman Ortiz is just one of millions of firemen across the country, all of them living very different lives. The one thing that brings them all together is simple: protecting and serving their communities, a debt regular citizens could never repay. With CSB News, I'm Corey Vasquez.
What's up with the weather? Will we finally get a beach weekend?
The latest in weather after the break.
Hi, my name is Luke Hickman, and I'm a student here at CSB, and I'm here with my friend Electra Rodriguez, and we're here to talk about Venezuela. So do you still keep in touch with your family that you still have over there? And how do you keep in touch with them?
WhatsApp is the number one way we all keep in touch. I keep in touch with mostly my grandparents, since my aunt and uncle have been able to get out in the past few years.
Did you have to apply for citizenship to come here?
At first, no. I was a legal resident, and so was my mom. And then we were here long enough for her to take the citizenship test. And then she got it. She became a little U.S. citizen. They gave her her little U.S. flag. One of my grandmas, Luisa Elena, she told me her nearest supermarket, people still buy the produce there, but it's rotting. But it's the only thing there is, so they'll buy it so they can eat something so that they're not starving.
Where do you see your country in the future with the current regime, and do you think it's going to get better?
Not with how it currently is, no. I think there's definitely going to have to be some kind of intervention. Someone's got to come in. We have Russian troops in Venezuela for some reason right now. Why is that going on?
I'm Luke Hickman with CSB News, and this is Electra Rodriguez. Thank you so much for your time and answering all my questions.
You're very welcome.
Think of all these missing bundles of cash? Get a cactus.
What?
State-of-the-art, homegrown cactus. Burglars will run into these babies, and they're in for some fun. Just kidding. It's a cactus. 2-inch, razor-sharp pins running into your would-be robber's tissue.
Wow.
It's exactly what you need to defend your home. Order now at www.cactus.com. Buy 2, get 2 more for free. To learn cactus growth, call toll-free at 1-800-CACTUS. It's a cactus.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever lost your keys or your wallet and you just don't know where they are? You know they're in the house because how else could you get in? But unfortunately, you can't see them. Your eyes are blurry and you're trying to focus. They're nowhere to be found. Well, your worries are over. Introducing the new and improved Carrot Eyes. It goes directly to the root of the problem. Doctors say carrots can improve your vision, but who wants to drink a glass of carrot juice a day? Just apply a few drops a day to each eye, and after only 7 days, here's a picture of me before and after. Wow, I couldn't even see how beautiful I am. Get your Carrot Eyes today. Ask your doctor if eyesight is right for you. This may cause blindness, orange skin, and death. $9.99. Come get yours today.
Don't kill my high because you're low. Eat your greens and add an energy green leaf booster of marijuana. Our marijuana pack is sold for $19.99 at your local market. You will be energized after your marijuana salad meal. If you have been feeling a lack of energy, head to your local supermarket where you can easily find our product. Our marijuana salad can also be added to your restaurant order for an energy boost. New recipes are updated weekly at our website, marijuanarecipe.com. Visit us.
And now with the weather, here's Nick Paris.
Good evening, West Palm Beach. I'm here to get you ready for an exciting weekend, and it might be time to get those boats geared up and those crusty barnacles scraped off. Wednesday, some sunshine is possible later in the day, but a lot of clouds will be around, isolated as scattered rainfall as possible. High temperatures in the mid-70s and a gusty winds out of the northeast. Thursday, a cool morning and then mostly sunny and a warm day, with highs in the mid to upper 70s, breezy northerly winds. Friday, a chilly morning and then a sunny and breezy day with winds out of the north and high temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Saturday, a chilly morning and then a sunny day with highs in the mid to upper 70s, light easterly winds. Sunday, a cool morning and then mostly sunny day with highs in the upper 70s, light southeasterly winds. There you go, West Palm Beach. Enjoy your 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Nicholas. Sports is coming up next.
Have you ever found yourself relaxing, drinking a cold beer? Suddenly, something out of the ordinary unfolds.
Steph. Okay. What's wrong, bro? Bro, I got a cut and it kind of, Bro, don't say anything else. I got the solution.
Introducing new Michelob Ultra Disinfectant. It kills 99.9% of germs.
Michelob Ultra is not responsible for any chafing, vomiting, or diarrhea. Must be 21 or older to purchase. Please sanitize responsibly.
Sometimes our older dogs need a little bit of help, like Bahi here. Bahi's 16 years old and has a bad back from a back injury 2 years ago. For dogs like Bahi, we have Bahi bags. Whether you're carrying your groceries or giving your old girl a little boost when she needs it, Bahi bags are there to support her.
And now with the latest in sports, here's McKay Giffen.
Thanks, Corey. We're just a few days away from the official start of the 2019 NFL League year, and already we are seeing some numerous NFL players transform the landscape of the league through free agency. Teams are opening up the checkbook for these players more and more every year, and it holds true so far this offseason.
Superstar wide receiver Antonio Brown was traded to the Oakland Raiders from the Pittsburgh Steelers late Saturday night, thereafter agreeing to a contract extension with Oakland, making him the highest paid player at his position, making over $30 million a year in guaranteed money for the next 3 years. With the NFL standard salary cap rising every year, the trend for record-breaking contracts will easily be continued for a very long time.
What seems to be the trend? More viewership means more generated revenue, which in turn rakes into profits for a sports franchise, which allows for these players to be paid so handsomely. Could this turn out to be bad for sports down the road?
In news for baseball, CC Sabathia has announced 2019 will be his final season. In this past offseason, he had heart surgery to remove a blockage in his artery. He has an impressive resume ready for retirement. He is on pace to finish with 250 career wins, 3,500 innings pitched, and 3,000 strikeouts. Sabathia joined the Bronx Bombers in 2009. He was a key member of the Yankees championship run that year. He won the ALCS MVP, leading the Yankees to their 27th title in franchise history. The only question left regarding Sabathia, will this land him in the Hall of Fame? Baseball has a new top pitching prospect in Forrest Whitley. As a high school pitcher, he weighed 265 pounds. Whitley had a fastball appealing to scouts, but not the build. He dropped 70 pounds on the road to becoming the top pitching prospect. The road used to feature Whataburger frequently, but Whitley changed path to healthier, cleaner meals thanks to his mother. He joins the company of Clayton Kershaw, Zach Greinke, Chad Billingsley, and Dylan Bundy. Whitley looks forward to a long and healthy career. And that's the latest in sports.
Thanks, Corey. We'll be back after this.
Hey, man. What's up, man? What's going on? How you doing? Dude, so the other day, right, I hit up this girl. She said she was going to come over to my crib, right? And I was like, yes, she's so fine, dude. I mean,
Have you ever been caught in a conversation you'd rather not be a part of? Ever wish you could tune it out without being rude? Well, now you can. Introducing Instant Hush,
the sound-canceling mini earplugs that get you out of those cringeworthy moments.
Fine. So she comes in. Man, and it was so crazy. But after that, I had to kick her out.
Instant
See,
hush.
bro, for sure.
When you want the
All right, man. Talk to you later.
while they don't.
And finally, today was the running of the bulls. Bulldogs, that is. 50 bulldog puppies licked their way up and down Atlantic Avenue, occasionally stopping to relieve themselves. The event was staged to bring attention to the pet population problem in South Florida. A good time was had by all, and that's no bull.
That's it for CSB News at 9. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you back here again tonight at 11. Have a great night.